Sit with me for a moment. Not as a student, not as a seeker, but as a fellow human who has failed more times than he can count. I was not always a monk. Before the silence, before the robes, before the calm you see now, I lived a life chasing success with clenched fists. I believed failure was something to hide from, something to erase as quickly as possible. And then came the day that changed everything. The day a failure became my teacher. It happened quietly, no dramatic collapse, no public shame, just a simple moment where I realized that despite doing everything right, I felt empty. I had followed plans, met expectations, and still felt lost. That feeling confused me more than failure ever could. So, I did what most people do. I blamed myself. I worked harder. I pushed forward. But the harder I pushed, the heavier life became. One evening, exhausted and frustrated, I sat alone and asked a question I had been avoiding for years. What if this failure is not here to punish me, but to guide me? That single question softened something inside me. You see, failure speaks in a language most people refuse to listen to. It does not shout, it whispers. And if you slow down enough, it tells you exactly where you've been living out of alignment with yourself. My failure taught me that I was measuring my life using someone else's ruler. I was chasing approval instead of meaning, speed instead of depth, achievement instead of awareness. And the pain I felt wasn't proof that I was weak, it was proof that I was ignoring my inner voice. In the monastery, we are taught that a cracked bowl holds water just as well as a perfect one, sometimes even better, because it reminds you to hold it gently. Failure is that crack. It humbles you. It slows you. It teaches you care. One lesson failure taught me is this: life is not asking you to be perfect. It is asking you to be present. When you rush past your mistakes, you miss the wisdom hidden inside them. But when you sit with them without judgment, you begin to understand yourself more clearly. Another lesson is that failure strips away illusions. It removes the masks you wear to impress others and leaves you face to face with who you truly are. And while that moment can be uncomfortable, it is also deeply freeing. Because once you know yourself, you no longer need to chase validation. I learned that growth is rarely loud. It happens in quiet mornings, in honest reflections, in moments when you admit, "I don't know," and allow yourself to begin again. Failure doesn't mean you are behind in life. Often, it means you are being redirected. If you are watching this and carrying the weight of a recent failure, I invite you to pause, breathe. Ask not, "Why did this happen to me?" but "What is this trying to teach me?" That shift alone can turn pain into purpose. Remember this: the tree that survives the storm is not the tallest, but the one with the deepest roots. Failure grows roots. It anchors you. It prepares you for a life built on wisdom instead of fear. The day I stopped running from failure was the day my life became lighter. And perhaps today, that same teacher has come to visit you, not to break you, but to guide you home. In this calming, reflective story, a monk shares the quiet moment when failure stopped being an enemy and became his greatest teacher. Through mindful insights, gentle storytelling, and life-earned wisdom, this video invites you to slow down, reflect, and see your struggles through a new lens. This is not about motivation through pressure, but growth through awareness, self-reflection, and inner peace. If this message resonated with you, like the video to support mindful storytelling. Subscribe for more calm, philosophical life lessons. Comment your own experience. What has failure taught you? Share this with someone who may need a moment of clarity today. Sometimes, the lesson you're avoiding is the one that will change everything.